What we gonna do right now is go back, way back.
Give me your friend.
Baby.
What's up? I thought you was gonna start hanging out with the big girls again. What is all this trash? I'm serious. Where you are, not ever. Oh, not the Britney Spears. Hey, how you doing? Oh, but I ain't the little leprechaun. Girl, your knees are so up. You look a mess. All about the big girls. What about the big girls?
Big girl, work it, work it, work. Big girl, work it, work it, work. Big girl, you done suck all the fat off your ass.
Yo, what up? It's your boy Uncle Luke for another edition of the Uncle Luke Show podcast. As y'all can see, I'm on the road. I am on the road. I'm not in the regular studio. I am on the road. I have no lights, no lighting, just the hotel lighting. But we out here. We here. Everything ain't perfect. All you need to do is hear the voice and hear what I got to say. Because I got a lot of shit to say. It's early morning here live from Atlanta. Shouts out to the ATL. ATL is great. Great people here in the ATL. Great folks. I got a tree here in my room. How y'all like the tree? Real tree. Glow, what you doing up this time of night, Glow? I got sunglasses too. I can put these on. Maybe help my situation. I don't like it. No, but I'm not doing that. Hey, but listen, man. I want to welcome y'all to the show. Welcome you guys to the Uncle Luke Show podcast. As you can see, I'm still dressed up from the occasion today. I had a big fundraiser here in Atlanta. Shouts out to Shaka Zulu, Ludacris manager. Shaka, man, this man put on an event, an amazing event. And I got to tell you, it was absolutely beautiful. The way they had this thing set up at this private location on the rooftop, I mean, it was dope as hell. I got all the pictures, I got footage, and who came through? Ludacris. Ludacris came through. Ludacris came, he had just left a funeral from a family member, and he said, "Look, Luke, I had to come by here to show love, I just, he was obviously, hurt from his funeral that he had came to shouts out to Ludacris, man. I want to thank him, Shaka, and all those guys for coming out and making this thing happen, man. I mean, it was a little weird for me a little bit because, again, I'm in Atlanta doing a fundraiser, which is what normally happens. You do fundraisers around the country, and guys showing love. It's amazing when the impact you have on folks. Like Greg Street was there, and DJ Toomp, super producer, who his first record deal was with me at Luke Records. Most people don't know that. He came down with MC Shadi and then started producing the Poison Clan and people like that. That was on the label. I mean, and then he just went on to produce people like T.I., you name it. Toomp was there. David Banner showed up. Man, it was an epic moment. The former mayor, Kasim, he was there. State senator was there. But my main man was there. Attorney Benjamin Crump. I mean, he came and brought it. Crump brought the house down. I'm gonna tell y'all like this. Crump brought the freaking house down. He was there, man, represented. I mean, you gotta understand it's personal for Crump. Crump is from Broward County. He's from Congressional District 20. And at this particular fundraiser, I mean, he let people know that this is his district. His father lives in the district, and how he is supporting me. I'm gonna drop his official endorsement of me tomorrow morning, so the world can see it. That this is like, I'm not an endorsement person. My thing is I don't go look for endorsements. Individuals come as they want to endorse my candidacy. Obviously, the artists, Ludacris, you name it, Shaka, all those guys came out, and they supporting me. They're supporting what I'm doing. I mean, they understand that how important this race is, and it has gained more importance because everybody understands that, this lady who's a sitting Congresswoman, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, I have to say her name because it's two Congress women in this race, her and Sheila Shepard McCormick. How detrimental this is for the Democratic Party, when it comes to how fragile the relationship is with men in this party. We as African-American men, I mean, the women of the Democratic Party, Black women, have been holding this party down. They've been holding it down, and they know most African-American men have been disenfranchised by this party. And not necessarily people who look like us. It's people who don't look like us. You know, people who look like Debbie and all those people like that who have played this major role into disenfranchising African-American men. It's not the Republicans. The Republicans have nothing to do with the business of the Democratic Party. And so I say that to say this is that, you know, again, men are fragile. A lot of men, over 1 million men last year, and the senator hopped up and said it, over 1 million African-American men in the last presidential election in Georgia stayed home. They didn't vote, period. They stayed home. They didn't vote for either party. And as you know, a no vote for an opponent is a yes vote for the wrong opponent, which in that case, they didn't vote because Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. They wasn't going to vote for Trump, and then they didn't vote for Kamala Harris for whatever reasons were, because of the party and the message that the party has been delivering. So now here we are today with a Debbie Wasserman Schultz, who's a sitting congresswoman, who's running in a African-American district, the district that I'm running. She's running against me. And this district has 4 African-American candidates, and she's running the district to divide and conquer us. Whereas she could run in her own district, which is District 22, with a weaker opponent, and she could actually flip the seat to a Republican seat, because we always thought that it was really about flipping seats. The Republicans are trying to take gerrymander maps to take Democratic seats. But as we know what it is right now, the Republicans didn't just gerrymander the map to take Republican seats. They have been taking black seats. Shots out to South Carolina. Shots out to Dawn's, the women's basketball coach, who said, I will leave this motherfucker if they do that. And when people say sports and politics don't intertwine, it does. When they got with that black lady, the crown jewel, the best coach in the entire state of South Carolina, said, I will leave this motherfucker and go somewhere else. They went back up in there and made a whole nother decision. No, we ain't finna do this shit here, which they were trying to get rid of Clybourne's seat. Another black seat. So going to this whole Democratic Party situation, they have been gerrymandering the map to take away black representation, not necessarily Democratic representation. In the state of Florida, if Debbie Wasserman Schultz is successful in what she's trying to do, which she's not, then that would only give 1 African-American representative in the entire state of Florida in Congress. What the fuck is that all about? So my point is, and I've been going at the Black Congressional Caucus, why are you not saying nothing? Why are you not saying nothing, Hakeem Jeffrey? And every time I do a tweet as to why the Congressional Black Caucus is not doing anything or saying anything to Debbie Wasserman Schultz, who got on CBS 4 with Jim DeFeeti and said she consulted with the Black Caucus. She consulted with the House Speaker. The House Speaker should have came out and said, she didn't talk to me about shit. I don't condone this, because I'm right now trashing the Republican Party for doing the same exact thing. So it's the Democratic Party hypocrites. That's what it sounds like. They haven't said anything yet. We're waiting for them to say something. They all can jump on the phone and talk to people who are in my campaign and tell them, man, Luke need to chill. You talk to Luke. Can you talk to Luke? It's going to be all right. We're going to support We're going to support him. We're going to support that. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. They ain't did the motherfucking thing. I'm here to tell you. Democratic Party has not, I'm not worried about the party, because we know as African-American men, they have been trying to disenfranchise us for the longest. They put our black women against us. They put the LGBT community against us to try and push us over here in this box where it's not needed. But then at the end of the day, they're struggling now trying to get black men back. Here's a black man and other black men that are in this race that's capable of bringing other black men back to the table because they will see that you would be supporting a real black man. Because one thing about it, two things for sure, I'm a real black man. Last time I checked, I'm making a sacrifice to run in this election because I really feel strongly about the people of Congressional District 20. Going across that district and talking to these the teachers and talking to the longshoremen and talking to the postal workers, talking to the people who work on the park, talking to people who are working in the service industry. These people are looking for leadership. Homeowners, these people are looking for leadership. These people are looking for somebody that's going to fight for them. And I truly believe they want me to be that person. If I didn't think they wanted me to be that person, I would have gotten out of this race and I ran in 24, which people think, oh, some people call up, Luke, why don't you run in 24? This is what people literally call me up and say, Luke, why don't you run in 24? You're from Liberty City. Your mama is from Overtown. So you're traditionally from Overtown. You're in Miramar. You live in Miramar. You coach at Little Haiti. You're from Miami. Your opponents in this particular race, all of them from Miami Gardens. Then you have the Haitian community from North Miami. They would split the vote. Oliver Gilbert and Chevron would split the vote over there in Miami Gardens. Why you don't run it in that district? So people literally come to me. You helped build Gibson Park. You got $24 million for Gibson Park. Shouts out to Ben Hanks, Emmanuel Washington. You've been caping for that district for years. You got $16 million to rebuild Hadley Park for the kids in the community. You rebuilt the stadium at Miami Edison. You spearheaded a deal, an Adidas deal for the entire Dade County, not just district, school board district. Yeah, it was me who spearheaded that deal. Darryl Hosendorf called me. I brokered the deal. I talked to Shaq. I talked to Adidas. I talked to Nike, who didn't want to come to the table. Multi-million-dollar deal. See, I don't talk about all the things that I do. So when people ask me about my resume, well, why are you running and what have you done? I truly believe that anybody that runs in an election should have done some community service. So when I look at this, and Lord knows how many other candidates, races I've been behind, endorsement, supporting. So they say, Luke, why don't you run over here? Why don't you run for the seat? No, I'm not that kind of guy. Number one, I'm not that kind of guy to go into Congressional District 20, meet and talk with these good folks over there. And these folks are in need of leadership. I've been going through this district when it was Belglaze and Polk. Those people were hurt. Those people were literally hurt. They wanted me to represent them. The people of Riviera Beach wanted me to represent them. They feel the same way the people of Broward County. I live in Broward County. I've been living in Broward County for 15 years. Most people know that I'm from Miami. I'm from Liberty City. Everything about me is from there, but I have been living in Broward County for 15 years. My son has been playing baseball for 10 years. And whether it's Tamarack or whether it's over next to Carl Springs or Parkland, that's where he basically grew up at with those kids. And so I spend all of my time there, unless I'm at Hadley. So I'm well aware of the issues that concerns Congressional District 20. But going back to that whole conversation, going into the district and talking to these people, and these people are desperate for leadership. These people are looking for me to lead them because they've been treated like shit. They've been gentrified. This district, man, listen, you can live in Tamarack, you can live in Lauderhill Lakes, but never go to Tamarack and never go to Coconut Creek or never go to Pompano or never go to Deerfield. You can only live in one part of a district and never go to another part. But when you get the opportunity to run in an election and go into the entire district and hear the concerns of each different people in different parts of a district, like Congressional District 20, they don't want Debbie Wasserman Schultz. These people want someone to fight for them. They see that their way of life are being taken away from them. Not one person in this district don't feel like what's going on Sistrunk, that any elected official stood with them to stop that. They're being gentrified. They're being gentrified. There's other parts of Congressional District 20 that's being gentrified. That 128 acre parcel, they sold 19 acres to a developer to build affordable housing. Affordable to who? We saw that shit play out all over America, whether it was right here in Atlanta, East Lake, or in Liberty City at the Poke and Beans, Liberty Square housing projects. We've seen that same fucking game play out. Where these folks come in, these developers come in and say, yeah, we're doing affordable housing, affordable to who? And then when it's time for them to build it, they build it slow so that the neighborhood can get seriously gentrified. And then when it's time for Black families to go into those houses to stay there, they give them a stack of paper. We need this, this, and that. And if you can't bring us this, and that, you can't get in here. But yet and still, people who look like them can get in. So it's not built, those affordable housing, workforce housing, is not built by the people and for the people. So my plan calls for building by the people and for the people. You will not get the contract of managing a affordable housing or workforce housing development without me seeing the approval process, without people from the district actually building these buildings. We have Black contractors, but Black contractors can't get the job because you know why? People who don't look like us put a bunch of money into somebody who look like us, who represents the district, campaign. And when they put all their money into our campaigns, then they get control of those type of projects to do what they want to do. And say, this is why the people of Congressional District 20 is saying enough is enough. We're tired of this. We're tired of our elected officials selling us out. We're tired of people not fighting for us. We're tired of people getting these positions, lying to us, and at the end of the day, selling us pipe dreams and selling the community away. Under no circumstances would I have given a developer federal land to develop for anybody other than the people of that community. And by the people of that community. We did that in overtime. Emmanuel Washington. We got $26 million to rebuild Gibson Park. Shots out to Joe Ariola. And you know what happened? Emmanuel Washington of the Overtime Optimists looked around, had a job fair. Did a fucking job fair in the entire community. We need to find out who the carpenters, who the laborers, who the workers, and who all these people, and they will get the first dibs at the jobs to build that park. And that's what he did. Those things can happen everywhere. Those things can happen in Congressional District 20. And those kids of that community and the people of that community are actually living in those houses. Those affordable houses, those parks that were built. That's what we're going to do in Congressional District 20. If I'm elected, I don't give a damn if it ain't a developer, which there are developers, because I met with them in Pompano. There are African American developers that just need the opportunity. And there ain't going to be this whole thing of you didn't get a contract as a developer, and then you sell that shit off to somebody who don't look like us, because a lot of that is going on too. We win the bid, then we give it to somebody that don't look like us. That won't be happening. Not on my watch. You'll never get a motherfucking bid again in your life. That won't happen. Because you can put rules and mechanisms in place to prevent that. If you get the bid and you ship the bid off to somebody else, real simple, you can't do that. You automatically lose the bid. It goes back through the bidding process. Simple as that. Those are easy fixes. But again, the elected officials that people are putting in office don't choose to fix it. They know what the fuck is going on. They know what's happening. They know that somebody look like us go win the bid and then say, oh yeah, black man won the bid. And then now he sells the entire project off to somebody that don't look like us. Really? That won't be happening on my watch. I'm sorry. It's not happening. Built by us for us. This is our community. And that's the type of leadership and that's the type of person that they want to stand on the wall for them. Everybody in this election, everybody looking for a job. These people looking for jobs. This is what happens in our elections. Our elected officials are looking for a job. Their elected officials have a lot of money in the bank. They ain't looking for a job. Debbie Wasserman Schultz ain't looking for a job. Say he's a multi-millionaire. But you know the part that they don't tell you? She never had a job. She never had a fucking job. She's running talking about, oh, I'm the experienced candidate. Well, when you ran originally, you did not have a job. You was not experienced. You asked people to vote you in. Lady been in office since 1992 and is running around the African-American community talking about, I'm the best candidate for you. I did all these things for you, but you didn't vote on HR 20, which is a study to give African-Americans reparation. She didn't vote on it. So how dare you, Mayor Holmes, support this lady? How dare you, Mayor Holmes, school board, not school board, I'm sorry, the teachers union president, who did not even go to her union to ask who they were going to endorse this lady. This lady is allegedly running around the district offering money for support. Hook me up to a lie to take the test. I can tell you the individuals that she's offered money to. She's taken all of her $3 million that she have liquid and her PAC money to buy this district. This district was purchased one time before. It was purchased one time before. It was bought. And that's where you look at this, but not on my watch. God sent me here to do this work. God sent me to Liberty City to start my youth program with my second check out of the trunk of my car, selling records, Robin Hood. Oh, he sold all those bad records. But you know what those bad records paid for? Nasty as they want to be. You know what they paid for? Those bad records, $100,000 paid for, started a youth program that's still here, the crown jewel of all youth programs in the United States of America, over 35 years old. You don't find too many businesses still standing around after 35 years that put out some prominent individuals, first-round draft picks, teachers, lawyers, doctors, commissioners. That's what I did when I found it and put my money where my mouth is. And then we supported Overtown Optimists and helped them found their program. How many athletes, millionaires? That's what I do. There's nobody in this race has created more millionaires than I've done. Prominent individuals. One of the head people at NBA Entertainment, Jeff Sanchez. Look him up. He worked for me. See, you are not, in my opinion, it's your offspring, who you build up to be just as good or better than you. Not who worked for you and who never built generational wealth because they just wanted to be part of the crowd and they just came around you. I never inspired any individual who worked for me just to be a crowd. No, I inspired them to be better than me. And I taught them like that. That is why Pitbull is who he is right now today. That's why anytime he starts his speaking engagement off, he talks about his experience with me and me teaching him business, me taking him off the streets of Opelika with braids in his hair and inspiring him to be a businessman. Trick Daddy, straight out of prison. Stay with me. Let's tap into your gift. And look at him right now. He's a multimillionaire, own restaurants, franchise, doing TV shows. Everything about him, you may think he's like, okay, all right, Trick is crazy. No, Trick, no. Trick understands his market. He's a great marketer. Well, that was earned. Because I teach all my guys, understand what your market is. Devontae Freeman picked him up every day. Came through the program, straight out of Pork and Bean Projects. Well, he was told he would never amount to anything, just like a whole bunch of our other kids. Wasn't tall enough, wasn't fast enough, too short, too slow, too this, but work. Having the work ethics. And this is me telling him. Amari Cooper didn't have an offer. He had a hip pointer the year before as a senior. Put him in the van. Put all of them in the van. Put Jeffrey Godfrey in the van. Go down to South Florida. Amari Cooper in the van. Go down to Alabama. I can name Artie Burns. Same thing. First round draft pick. Carlton Davis just played in the Super Bowl. Levante Davis played in our program. Duke Johnson played in our program. These are multi-billionaires, very successful people. Keon Hardeman, the commissioner, was commissioner in Miami, commissioner at the county. What program did he come out of? A program I founded with Sam Johnson. That's sweat equity. I could sit here all day and talk about all the millionaires I created. And when I come here to Atlanta, where did DJ Khaled come from? The Luke Show on Friday night. Who created the show? Me. Who was the producer? We didn't know what the fuck we was doing. Jeff Sanchez. Teach, the guy who owned House of Mac. You love House of Mac, don't you? Where did Teach come from? Teach worked for me in the marketing department at Luke Records. All of the guys and girls around me are multimillionaires, whether it was in the front of the mic or behind the mic. That's what I do. What do I do for my community? We renovate a 28-acre park that never been renovated before. Because I take my platform, my political power, politics, and go right down there to the city hall, the county, city, get the resources and the funding for our program, and get it for every other program in the district. Our kids are suffering because only certain schools have an Adidas contract. Luke, you got an Adidas contract. Some schools got a Nike contract. And other schools in the district, we ride around and see these schools and we dressed up real good. We got our sexy uniforms on. We got our cleats matching and everything looking good. But the other teams are suffering. They don't have it. Because Miami-Dade County is only giving $25,000 for the entire athletic department. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. We were dressed better than everybody else at Miami Edison. And there was only a few schools that had deals. Oh, I could be like, yeah, we got all the deals. No, I got off my ass and called and negotiated with Adidas, negotiated with Shaq at Reebok, negotiated with Nike and Adidas. And we spearheaded a multi-million-dollar deal for Miami-Dade County schools. And before I go to Congress, I'm going to take that same deal to, if Broward County wants it, I'm going to take the same deal to Broward County. Because these kids right now are paying to play sports, which doesn't make any sense. It don't make sense. When South Florida, Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach produce more NFL talent than any two cities in the entire United States of America, something is wrong with that. So I'm the one to get on the phone and call the Miami Dolphins and NFL and whoever it is to tell them, no, this is a fucking travesty, because I use my platform to do that. So the Miami Dolphins, hey, I need a new locker room here at Miami Anderson. This is fucking trash. We got it done. Hey, Adidas, I need a field here. Got it done. What did that field do? Inspire others to get their field. So now Central is getting the field, Carol City is getting the field, Northwestern is getting the field. None of these places had no idea of getting this because they didn't understand how to tap into city and federal funds. That's what I do. So you think for 1 minute I'm going to go take a pay cut to make $170,000? Well, I could do that in a few weekends to not do the work? No, it's my job to go do the work for Congressional District 20, not to play freaking games, not to play games, not to go turn my back on these people for an easy win. No, these people are looking for leadership. This is a beautiful, vibrant community that wants to be torn down and gentrified, in my opinion, by Debbie Wasserman Schultz. It may be a couple other people in this race. This ain't no show for me. I go right now to Detroit and sell out a fucking 15,000 seat arena. I don't need this. We do on this podcast right here. We do 5 million on Facebook and another 3 million on Instagram. Those are the numbers that we do on a monthly basis. So do I need any kind of self-gratification? I guess they said that when I started hip-hop in the South. All these discouraging moments, oh, you need X amount of dollars because this lady has all this money. No, I just need the people of Broward County to vote for me. At the end of the day, the majority wins. Even if all the people stay in the race. Did we have a conversation on for Black candidates? Yes, we did. We had a great conversation. Pretty touching moment. I said that I would listen most of the time. It got to the point where they had to ask me, Luke, you got something to say? You've been sitting there for the longest. Because I'm always a listener. I'm the outsider. I'm not a career politician. I'm a businessman. I'm here to do business for this district. I'm here to fight for this district. So the politicians and the wannabe politicians, I let them do the talking. It was a great moment because everybody talked about consolidation. Then, one person was trying to sell us a bootleg survey. And we told them that was bootleg. Don't do that for the sake of this meeting. A couple of people, had to get their little differences out the way because I don't have any issues with nobody. I'm not going to sit here and talk about people. I'm not going to kick a person when they're down. I'm not doing it. My job is to tell people my platform. And my job is to reach as many people and let them know I am not here to play games with their life. Because right now, this is the most important time. In all of my years that I can remember, in 1965, when they created the Voters' Rights Act, I was 5 years old. I can't tell you I remember that. I'd be sitting there lying. I didn't know what the hell was going on. I would probably running around with diapers on, not understanding the significance of what had happened when I was 5 years old. I'm old enough to say that I was around when that happened. But then I'm old enough to say that I have been a witness of the Voters' Rights Act get stripped by the very same people like, in my opinion, the Debbie Wasserman Schultz of the world. Because yes, these people may claim that they're Democrats, but look where we're at. My platform talks about affordable housing, fighting to keep your SNAP benefits, fighting for Medicare and Medicaid. I want to expand it, but I got to fight for it because they're trying to strip it away. Fighting for the Department of Education because the Department of Education, that money normally goes back to public schools. Fighting for all these things. Fighting to bring resources back to the community because, shit, the last time I checked, we spending billions and billions of dollars on wars all across the country. We're going to spend billions of dollars going to hijack presidents out of countries that we ain't got no beef with for the sake of the rich. This is because Sitco and these people got beef with this person sued them, and this dude over here ain't want to pay them. So we are funding taking up presidents. But meanwhile, we got people suffering. The same people, which is Black people, the same people, us, we have been suffering all my fucking life. Really. Why am I here campaigning on the same thing Alcee Hastings campaigning on and Congressman Meeks? Same thing. How far have we came? But that's why I question our leaders. In my opinion, all of them need to go. They all need to go. They have failed us. We cannot allow them to fail the next generation. These kids that are 10 years old and 12 years old, what we do right now today in this election, I don't care where you're at. You're at Atlanta, you're at Detroit, you're at anywhere in the country, Miami, Broward County, what you do in this election is going to affect your kids in the next 10 years. You already fucking, on our watch, we already lost the voters' right. We got gerrymandered. We got duped out of seats. And here we are getting ready to get screwed out of a seat. And not one Congressional Black Caucus member has said one thing about this white woman, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, running in this congressional district. But they want you to boycott the southern states. They want you to boycott Louisiana, LSU. They want you to boycott Alabama. They want you to boycott Tennessee. They want you to boycott these states that has erased African-American seats. But yet and still, they have said nothing about one of their own, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, trying to erase Black representation in the race that we're running in. They wouldn't even say one damn thing to her. Can you believe that? So these are the people who are supposed to be representing us. They want me to be quiet. Luke, can you stop talking? No, I'm not going to stop talking. Because I'm about the people. You can't muzzle me. You can't have Kevin Lau get on my fucking phone and call me up and say, Luke, chill, Luke. No, Kevin. No, Kevin Lau, I'm not chilling. I'm not chilling. You industry guys who work for them, who they control, you know they never could control me. You know they could. That's why I never had the big deals. That's why I never ran the big companies. When they did, when they had never did a tenth of what I've done in the industry. See, when you have platinum after platinum, gold after gold, and double platinum after double platinum, normally they offer you a major record label executive job, like running Motown, like running Island Records, like running Interscope, like running Atlantic. I never got offered those jobs. When they couldn't even, none of these dudes can't even hold my bootstrap, but what happened is they played the game. They know they were able to be controlled. So when you send them people when they send them to come talk to me, no, you can't talk to me. I'm saying if the Congressional Black Caucus does not say anything about this Debbie Wasserman Schultz running in this African-American district, and they don't denounce her, I'm saying no African-American artist should accept an offer to perform or support them in any efforts moving forward. Don't go performing at the Congressional Black Caucus gala and parties and all that shit. Don't go out there and support them in races. No. Because I can tell you one thing. You elect me, and a white Democrat is going to try to erase a black seat, getting in a race with 5 other black candidates in a city, in a district where it's 54% African Americans, and they're coming in there to try to divide and conquer. That's the hell we got. That's what got us where we at right now. People lost their mind about how we got to where we're at right now. How we got where we're at right now because they divided and conquered us. They put us against each other. And we're doing it right now today. You get a car, the neighbor get a new car, we sitting up there looking at them like they crazy. We hate the kids going to school. When a new kid coming in with a new outfit, they want to fight the kid because the kid, oh, you think you better than everybody because you got the new shoes. That's what they put in our mind. So it's okay to parade. You're going to sit there, Congressional Black Caucus, going to sit there and allow this white lady who did not even vote sign on for HR 20, reparations, to do an evaluation of reparations. She didn't have to sign on to that. And talking about you a friend of the black community. Never did one thing for the black community. Always represented the rich in districts surrounding the district. Never had a job. Lady been in office since 1992. What the fuck has she did for black people? This is sad. It is absolutely sad, but it's telling, because black men have always said, and why they sat home, yeah, 92% of black people voted for Kamala Harris, but there was a lot of black men that stayed home. So I ain't voting for him, and I ain't voting for her. And it wasn't really a no vote for Kamala Harris. It was a no vote for the Democratic Party because black men feel disenfranchised. This election right here is going to, this election is like, what they say, the chickens that came home to roost. This election right here, whether I'm in this motherfucker or not, is a telling moment as to where black leadership is. And if your black congressional member has not spoken out on this, and I don't care where they're at, Detroit, South Carolina, North Carolina, wherever the hell they're at, if they have not spoken out on this, New York, all these AOCs and all these motherfuckers of the world. I don't know if they're part of the Black Caucus, but all these Minnesotas and all these big mouths and all this, Texas, everybody can scream and holler. But then now when one of his own, when the white woman goes in and runs into the black district, nobody has nothing to say. You can't make that make sense. Hakeem Jeffrey, you're more than welcome to come on this show and explain yourself why you ain't got shit to say. Any member of the Congressional Black Caucus, you can come on this show right here and have a conversation with me as to why you don't have nothing to say, why you can't denounce this. Why you got to be politically correct with the cute words? Well, she hasn't talked to me, and I didn't get a phone call, so we got to then figure this shit out. No. Be as bad as y'all be when y'all on the TV at congressional hearings going after Republicans and Donald Trump people. Be as bad as you want to be. Hell no, she ain't talked to me. And I have a problem with it. I'm Congressman such and such. I have a problem, but she did not have a conversation with me because I would not be supporting that. And I denounce anything remotely like that because that is no different than what the Republicans are doing to us in Tennessee, Louisiana, and everywhere else, trying to erase Black representation. If she was had any type of morals about herself, she would not be doing this. To only allow the state of Florida to have one African-American representative in the entire state when she could take all her money and run in her own district with a weak-ass opponent, but you're going to go over here and divide and conquer African-Americans, what you've been doing, what your people been doing all their life? Because you want them to split the vote, and you really figure that you're going to get all the white people. And any white person that votes for her in that district, you should be ashamed of yourself. If that ain't racism, I don't know what you call it. To really go in there and say all white people and all Hispanics are going to vote for me because I'm white. And I only need 10% of the Black vote and I will win the shit by 30%. Really? Y'all should be ashamed of yourself. And I know a lot of white folks are. And they ain't playing that shit. She's not. Why you ain't running your district? Because the people don't like you. And that's why you run over in the Black district. Because you feel like you can come buy some Negroes. You feel like you can come buy you some Negroes. Or did you cut a deal with the Republican Party because you don't want to flip a seat? You don't want to flip 22 where you live at? What is it? That's why my longtime friend, Jim DeFeeti, didn't press her. Jim called me several times. I didn't pick up the phone because if I'd have picked up the phone, me and him probably wouldn't have never talked again in life because I'd have lit his ass up because I know Jim better than most people do. And I know Jim press. And he press. And he pressed until this elected official went to the Miami Herald building and blew his head off. Jim DeFeeti pressed him and pressed him and pressed him. So why in the fuck you don't press Debbie the same way you press RTO? Why? Why, Jim? Can you explain that? You pressed this man, in my opinion, to the point of him committing suicide in the middle of the Miami Herald lobby. But when it was time to press Debbie, you didn't press her. you let her off the hook. You let her fumble the bag, playing like somebody. You were supposed to follow up and say, who did you talk to? See, I'm old enough to know, and I've seen these things. I'm old enough to know and have seen these things. I know these fucking reporters, what they're all about. I know who the scammers are. I know who the ones who work for these people. I know who the ones who are taking the money from the big PR firms. That's what you have here in this election. It is dirty. It's absolutely dirty. And the little lady, Miss Holmes, I didn't have to talk about Miss Holmes because the community is dragging her and anybody that support her. This community is outraged. This woman is actually getting African Americans to support her. They're going on social media and they're getting outright dragged. I mean, prominent people who have a legacy, who people have highly respected. When you see those type of things and you're running for office and you see people who are supporting you getting tore down from the floor down, that should tell you right there how the community feels. Go look at Miss Holmes, Judge Holmes' Facebook page. She probably didn't burned it up when she did her little speech about this lady and how many people came on the post. And when people defended Miss Holmes, what did them people do to her? These people are outraged. But one thing they're doing, they're bringing the community together and bringing people together. I had a Jewish lady today. I talked to a Jewish lady today. And the Jewish lady, out of the blue, Luther, I want to talk to you. I want to have a fundraiser for you. Me and my other friends, me and my other Jewish friends, we want to have a fundraiser for you. Because we feel like what Debbie is doing is absolutely disgusting. We want to support your campaign. These are Jewish women. Can you believe that? I do. That's why the notion of everybody liking her, Jewish people liking her, it's not true. Chevron Jones, you're running for 24. Your father, the pastor, endorsed Debbie. Now he has the right to endorse who he wants to endorse. Everybody want to say, oh, you know, he's an old guy, he's dementia, whatever it may be. This is what they're saying. Or, oh, no. We ain't giving out no passes now. If you could say, I support Debbie Wasserman's shoes, you ain't suffering from nothing. She just got in this race. You ain't suffering from nothing. Or Chevron better go have a conversation with Daddy. Hey, Dad, we need to do a joint thing here. We need to get on this thing and talk together here. And you need to tell him you thought it was something else. You better come up with something, boss. Because you're trying to run for a race. You'll be out of business in 24. Don't, and I don't think they could help you. So if you want the machine to come after you in 24, hey, we all to play crazy. If that's what we're doing. There are some nice people in 24 that's running in 24 right now. And there's some other people that can run in 24. I'm just saying. See, on this show right here, I call names. I call names. I don't have no problem with that. I keep it a buck. Because ain't nobody pay my bills. You know who pay my bills? You. The people who support this show, the people who support my music, who buy my music all around the world. Buy my catalog all around the world. Buy concert tickets all around the world. They pay me to keep it 100. People, I don't get money locally. I don't work for nobody. I work for the people. I'm the voice of the voiceless. And so when I sign up to say I'm running for a district, I say I can do this. If I expand the port, if I expand the Port Everglades, how many jobs can I create for the developers and the people? Jobs. Do you know how much it was when they expanded the port in Miami? That was damn near a $10 billion project. So how many billions you think I'm going to go find to expand the Port Everglades? And how many people we're going to employ? And how many people are going to have jobs after the port is expanded? So that's bringing money back into the district. I am for free health care for all. I love Obama, fine and dandy. Damn that. Free health care for all. That's expanded Medicare and Medicaid free. What the hell we do? Why we can't be free? Why we got to play crackhead games with people? That's my platform. Now I say, oh, he's a progressive now. I'm for bringing resources back into the community. Why are kids parks? Why? Think I can, if I develop parks in Miami, that's what I'm all about. That's what I fought to do. And that shit wasn't done overnight. It took me 3 commissioners and 4 city managers to get Gibson and Hadley redeveloped, remodeled. 16 million and 24 million in both of them. It took me 3-4 commissions. This shit wasn't no overnight deal because I was persistent. You think put me in Congress, all these parks, these youth programs, and Lauderhill Rich programs, Lauderhill Lakes, the Chiefs, the Cowboys, the Delray, Deerfield, Coconut Creek, the Creek Boys. You think I'm not finna go and get all the money and put back into these parks? Bring the resources back into these parks? That's what I'm on that kid stuff. Because I understand the future of our kids. I understand when you pour into our kids, you change society. I did that with the kids I mentored and I coached. And I saw the fruit of the labor that me and the other coaches put into our kids on the park and in the high schools. And look where they are today, multimillionaires. Multimillionaires. It don't take long. but you have to put the resources in. Sam Johnson always told me, man, you need resources, you need resources. That's right. Churches. George Bush did something great. Faith-based initiative. Our churches, let's think about this. Why our churches are not like the Catholic churches. The Catholic churches are schools, charter schools. Follow me? They're educating their kids in the church. I travel to all these schools and churches with my son. He plays for Pace. I'm going to all these schools, Chaminade, St. Thomas, Palmer Trinity, all these Trinities and all these Catholics and all these. I'm traveling, we go to all these places. Hey, look, I love what these people are doing. Not what they're doing. But why the fuck we ain't doing it? Because they have the resources. So in my platform, there's a faith-based initiative. Giving the churches in my district the resources for mental health, education, trade schools. Therefore, that means open up a school in the church and you will get federal funding for the church. Our church should be suffering. Our church should are our place of worship. We're going to the church on a consistent basis. You got elected officials running through the church asking for their support, but you're not supporting the church. Yeah, I go to church and put my money in the pot. But when I look at churches, from the standpoint, the pastor has a congregation. You got plumbers, lawyers, doctors, he has teachers, he has all these people in there. All those people are looking at the pastor and saying, Pastor, make the right decision on telling us who to vote for. The person who's going to support us and continue bringing the resources into the district so we can come in here and pay our tithes. And a lot of us want to be entrepreneurs. In this district, no knock on no other place in the country. This district, there's Lauder Hill Lakes, Tamarack, Sunrise, Pompano, Deerfield, Coconut Creek. Do you know how many restaurants and nightclubs are in here? You have restaurants, nightclubs, thriving Black businesses in here. They don't have that in Miami. I'm sorry. It's gone. It used to be like that. So when I look at this district, I look at Black Wall Street, I look at the potential. If I bring small business loans into these already thriving businesses and these businesses that want to build in these ladies who are in the park selling their cakes and things, and they want to open up from the food truck to the restaurant and to all these, it's a no-brainer. This place could be the entertainment capital of the South. No, but we put money into Wynwood. We put money into Los Olas. But in the African-American community in Brighton, you go to the restaurant where the brother had chicken sauce, and turkey sauce. I never had turkey sauce in my life. People just coming in there, going, pool table in the back, into another restaurant, young lady, young girl at the front desk. We going up in there, people coming in. This ain't no damn one of these these funny people putting up a spot in the Black community. No, these are businesses that are owned by Black entrepreneurs. Nightclub here, nightclub there. You don't have that nowhere else in South Florida. You don't have that in Miramar, where you can go to a 3, 4, 5 different nightclubs, 3, 4, 5 Black restaurants, Black owned and operated in the entire county. You don't have that in Miami. I'm sorry. You got Larner's and maybe one other place in Miami Gardens. You may have 1 or 2 places in Miami. You don't have that. This is a vibrant, living city that they want to finish off gentrifying it. That is why they're running this lady in this race. I strongly believe, you could tell, I went through the whole district. I see the potential. I know the potential. But you got to influx it with resources because they're trying to take it away. You have seniors. Why are they, this how dumb these elected officials, people who are in Congress are. You got insurance issues in the state of Florida. Governor didn't do anything about it. We're getting price gouged. We're getting whooped. You, me, and everybody else. I'm paying the same insurance, whether you own your house or not. You got cities who own their houses in retirement, getting a retirement check. But then that insurance bill that they're getting every month looks like a mortgage payment. So what can the government do? If the government can bail out airlines, auto dealerships, all these type of things, that is what the federal government is. It's designed for. I go to Congress, I'm creating subsidies. Hey, we got an insurance problem here in the state of Florida. In my district, we're going to pay a large portion of those high insurance costs. And if you're a senior, we're paying the whole damn thing. You ain't getting out, put out your house because of no insurance, because of Ron DeSantis not doing his job and getting the insurance lowered. Remember, FEMA, if you don't have the insurance, FEMA has to pay for it. Don't you, when the hurricane come and your shit blow down, you call FEMA. FEMA don't want to pay for it. Federal government, you can create subsidies for that. You create subsidies for trade schools. Our kids don't even know how to build. I ain't asking people to vote for me to just to have me have a title. Oh, Luke just did something else great. Really? Oh, he just created more history. He's the first rapper to end up going to Congress. No, I ain't looking for that. I'm ready to take an L on money. I'm not going there and stay in no Congress for 100 years like these people. I'm sorry. I'm not going to do that. 4 to 6 years. I think everybody should be on a term limit. 4 to 6 years. You shouldn't be in there 6 years. I'm passing this shit on to some other young person. Just like I do in every other business that I am involved with. Reach one, teach one. Who's next? Come on, son. You work right in my office. And I'm going to pass this thing on down to you. We're going to keep this thing in motion. Simple as that. Why we can't build programs for kids? I can do that. That's why I'm getting up. Everybody be on here talking trash. Everybody be talking so sexy and eloquent. And they know policies and procedures and all this, and they know the rules and the regulations. Well, get your ass off this social media and go and do what? and run for office. Go to Congress. I said on CNN, everybody's like, oh my God. He said he's not going to fight. I'm not going to fight Donald Trump. I'm going to negotiate with Donald Trump. Hey, Donald, look, I don't want no problems with you. You're the president. I respect you. You don't want no problems with me. I am here to bring resources to my congressional district, okay? I need this. I got insurance issues. I got affordable housing issues. I need tax credits. I'm coming in here to get tax credits. I'm giving 40% tax credits because I need the entertainment industry here in my district. I don't care what the hell else they're doing anywhere else because they'll figure it out. Because when I do what I do in my district, no different than what I do at my park, at the schools, or wherever the hell I am with the record company, everybody want to be like Luke. They had no independent record companies until I started Luke Records. They were happy being on CBS. They didn't want a new park until they saw us do a new park. They ain't want turf fields until they saw me do turf fields. They ain't want Adidas deals and Nike deals until they saw us do those deals. They ain't want rappers and singers and H-Towns and pit bulls and all that until they saw us do it. But I love it. I love it. Because we are going to be the shining light of putting the pressure on everybody else in Congress to do what we're doing in Congressional District 20. All my restaurants are going to be looking like 5-star restaurants because they're going to have the resources and the money. And you know what happened? All the district, we're going to have big jobs coming in here. Ain't no Fortune 500 companies in South Florida. All the port workers making more money, more jobs at the port. Kids are leaving high school with a trade and they can get a job. They can do these jobs. Small business owners want small business money. Free health care for all. That's going to be hard to do. I'm going to have to need a lot of help. Streets, infrastructure, building here, buildings there. That's what I'm on. That's what, hey, everybody, when you elect me, I'm going to tell you, you might want to buy you some property in Congressional District 20. I'm sorry. There's only one mission. There's only one mission. I talked about this. You can create a federal tax credit. That's what I'm going to do. See all this money going to Georgia where I'm at right now? I can create a federal tax credit similar to what Georgia has because Florida, for some reason, don't want to do it. They want to give a tax credit for the entertainment industry. So these properties, you have a tax credit, 40%. This is how it works. This is my proposal. The tax credit that I'm going to create for the people, by the people. That's me. I fight for the people of Congressional District 20. You only get the credit, the highest amount of the credit, the most people that work in the district. See what Florida did wrong before, they did not add in that people had to live in the state of Florida in order for the production companies to get the credit. So therefore, they were letting people come from out of the state, coming in, doing the work, and not employing the people of the state, getting the tax credit, and then leaving. And all we got was, yeah, they're doing Miami Vice in Miami. Oh, yeah, that's Miami. Like it was some advertisement shit. That's when you did it wrong. the way you're supposed to do it. In order, you can come shoot here, you can get a tax credit, but you're going to have to employ people from Congressional District 20 in order for you to receive this credit. So you're going to have to hire the gaffers, the grips, the craft service, the cameramen, and all that. The more people you hire, the more of a credit you get. That's the business, man. Who in this race can even think about something like that? You have to have experienced it. That's why I got to take my black ass to Atlanta to shoot a lot of my films, or go to Canada, because they're doing it. So, you don't want to do it in Florida? I do it in my district. So then now what happens with the unions? I got to go meet with the unions and talk about whether they're going to endorse me or not, which they probably won't. But this has just created more union jobs. So the average, let me just tell you how much money these folks make on movie sets. The barber cut one hair, he probably get $1,500 a day. Most people who work on movie sets are 6 figures. The gaffer, the grip, the guy holding it, he just holding the bag. He bring the sandbag and put it on the dolly and set up the dolly, and they put the camera on there and shoot like that. That guy's making plenty of money. The guy holding the sign, go, come in, hey, quiet on the set, 6 figures. These are people from the district that will be working on these sets. They will be union workers with guaranteed money, guaranteed resources, guaranteed health care, guaranteed benefits. That's me. Anybody proposing that? Anybody's fighting for that? So you can talk all this cash money shit about, oh yeah, I want to fight for the people. What are you going to do? My plan calls for that. Because we could talk about the high costs of gas, high costs of grocery. But how you deflect that is you got to bring more resources in, because this crazy man is doing what he's doing and he's trying to get his bag his kind of way. So now we got to up our bag to match the bullshit that he has going on. I'm just saying, this is too easy. Job creation in the district, I just gave you job creation. I just gave you infrastructure. I just gave you supporting all these kids and all these kid programs in these parks. I'm going to go and have a meeting with all the coaches on the parks. We're going to have this conversation. You know why? Because I did it at Liberty City Optimus. I got Adidas deal, Nike deals, the resources that I got for this program, hot meals in the summer programs, Atlas Airlines pays for our summer program. Atlas Airlines sponsors the summer program at Charles Hadley Park. That's a partnership. It's my influence. Because there are so many people who want to give back in the community and give to these programs. But you know what? I understand a lot of these guys they're not Luke. They're hardworking guys running these programs. They need help. And that's what I'm here to do. So all my parks in my district, they ain't gonna have no problem with nothing. That park in my district, they're gonna have all the resources, because I was a coach. I was a Little League coach. And I know how difficult it is for these other Little League coaches. They are trying to buy a pizza, they're trying to buy a uniform. One team look better than the other team. They then got all this. They go, no. Aftercare programs, parents can't pay for that aftercare shit. The kids need to go to the park, just like I went to the park. I've created those programs at Hadley Park. The kids come to we have a waiting list of 200 people. In the summertime, it's going to be difficult. They need the resources. You can't complain about Trump. You go and get the money. I've done that. Doing it right now. Kids are not going to be left hungry in the summer while mommy and daddy go to work. Mommy and daddy going to drop their ass off at the park, just like I got dropped off at the park. And we're going to take them on a big charter bus to Disneyland. We're going to take them over here to the fun land. We're going to feed them. And when mommy pick them up, they're going to be full as a little tick. And they're going to be tired and ready to go to sleep. They're going to go to the pool. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. They're going to go to class. They're going to learn some stuff and all. I do that right now today. Ain't no other candidate in this race do that. I'm just saying, everything that I say I'm doing on my platform, I've done it already. Has Debbie did that? The multimillionaires over there she represented all her life? All her life? All her 30 years in Congress? She represented millionaires. And they never told them millionaires, hey, let's go do some things over here in this district next to me. She never did that. But yeah, still, she asking y'all for vote. Listen, man, I'm going to run the best race I can run. I'm going to get a good people with District 20, all everything that I'm trying to get them. I'm going to tell them these are the things I do. I do this on a regular basis. I do it right now. I'm coming to District 20 to do the things that I've already been doing. I've already been building parks. I've already been building programs, youth programs. I've already been cutting deals for the school system. I already created jobs and created multimillionaires through starting a record company and all my other businesses. I already mentored millionaires. We've already created, come on, what are we talking about? So I leave y'all with this, ladies and gentlemen. I had a great time here in Atlanta. We had a great fundraiser. Ludacris, Shaka, Ben Crump. I appreciate you guys. And everybody that showed up, man, it was a beautiful moment. It was a beautiful scene. African Americans came out. They came out. The community came out. They showed me this so much love and appreciation for what I've done for them in their life in creating Southern hip hop. Those dudes were there. And I love them for that. I love them for the fact that they appreciate it. You know, just, I mean, they ain't never wavered. And I love these brothers. You know, for Ludacris to leave a funeral where he was hurting, visibly hurting, and say, Luke, I just had to come here. Look, man, go home and grieve with your family. I appreciate it. And I just want to thank these guys. I want to thank the entire city of Atlanta. Everybody came out. The mayor came out. You name it. And they were there. I mean, I was just so humbled. I mean, I was really taken back. Normally would do my campaign speech. I was really taken back by the moment. I just want to thank these brothers. I want to thank the good people of Atlanta, Georgia, because you have never, ever, ever let me down. Craig Street, Toon, all you, David Banner, all you brothers, I love you all to death. And I just thank God that I was able to be an inspiration to you all to help you get to where you're at right now and the influence that you have on so many people and that you're consistently still giving back. I love you all for that and I appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my show. I'm gonna get off of here. Try to make my way back to Miami today. I'm here in the ATL Shouts out to the Waldorf historian. I love this hotel. Now I got to change my hotel because I said it on here. But yeah, I love you all. In the words of Walter Cronkite, may the good news be yours. I love you all too. Peace.
Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Make some motherfucking noise!
Like big booty hoes, cute faces. Let nigga hit it on the first day basis. Niggas fake bitch kick game straight. X no down with the diamond name face on. When the path is set with diamonds glaring. Keep a nigga staring when you're wearing down a Karen. Or skip shit to keep a nigga looking at you. When the bunk says you can show off your tattoo. Even if you're a max true player, she ain't